It's in my head. I can't make it stop. I asked for a sign and it answered. It's still answering. It's in my head. Please, just make it stop. I've always been what you might call a skeptical believer. I've seen enough to believe that there's something more out there, but I've never had that moment for myself. Not really. I've been on ghost hunts, seen EMF meters flicker, heard static on a spirit box that could have been a word. But I've never had that undeniable proof, that one thing you just can't explain away. This place is known as the Blackwood Sanatorium. The legends about it are intense. For 60 years, it was supposedly a place of just immense suffering. The stories say it opened in the early 20th century to treat tuberculosis, but over the years, it became a dumping ground. The mentally ill, the chronically sick, anyone society wanted to forget, they all ended up here. The lore claims countless people died within these walls, many under brutal and desperate conditions. Since its doors were supposedly shut in 1985, it's earned a reputation. Locals say it's a place of deep sadness and leftover anger. They say the dead don't rest here. Tonight, I'm going inside, alone, and I have one goal: to get a real sign. I'm not just going to wait for it. I'm going to ask for it. I'm going to stand in the heart of this place, call out to whatever's here, and demand an answer. I had to know for sure. I just never could have imagined what that answer would cost me. So if you want to see what happens when you push things too far, stick around. You're not going to want to miss this. Let's go inside. Alright, so before it gets dark, I want to get the lay of the land and set up our base camp and a few static cameras. You can just feel the history in this place. Look at this. You can almost imagine the nurses, doctors, and patients walking these halls. There's a weight here. Not a bad one. Not yet anyway. It just feels heavy. My plan is to set up a base in what looks like the old main nurses' station on the 3rd floor. From here, I've got access to the patient wards, the operating theater, and the dreaded hydrotherapy wing. That's where the stories say the most extreme treatments happened, and it's supposed to be the epicenter of the paranormal activity. So we'll have a full spectrum camera here, pointed down the main ward. Another one covering the entrance to the operating theater. And I'll be carrying my main camera, a thermal camera, an EMF meter, and a spirit box. The usual tools of the trade. The goal isn't just to capture evidence, but to document my own experience. To see what happens when you intentionally poke the bear. Walking through here in the daylight, it's easy to feel brave. The building is just a building. The creaks are just the old structure settling. But I know that when the sun goes down, everything changes. Your mind starts playing tricks on you. Every shadow becomes a figure, every gust of wind a whisper. I've read up on this. Just being in an environment like this, expecting a paranormal encounter, primes your brain for fear and makes you highly suggestible. You start seeing patterns and random noise and giving meaning to things that have none. I'm aware of all that. I'm trying to keep a level head. But knowing the psychology behind fear and actually feeling it are two very different things. The fear is still real, even if you know where it's coming from. I'm not going to lie, I'm feeling anxious. There's a theory that people drawn to the paranormal are often trying to find a sense of control over the unknown. I guess you could say that's what I'm doing, confronting it head on. But there's a deep, primal part of me screaming to turn around and walk out that door before it's too late. But I can't. I have to now. The sun has been down for about an hour now, and the difference is profound. The silence in here is deafening. It's not an empty silence. It's a heavy, watchful one. Every little sound I make, every footstep, every breath seems to echo forever. I've done a few sweeps with the EMF meter. So far, nothing but a few random spikes near old electrical outlets, which is expected. I feel watched. I know it's a classic symptom of being in a haunted place. It's just your brain's hypervigilance kicking into high gear. But damn, it's a powerful feeling. The kind that makes the hair on your arms stand up and a cold chill run down your spine, even though the air is still and warm. I'm heading to the hydrotherapy wing. It's on the far side of this floor, down a long, pitch-black corridor. This is where things are supposed to get serious. The stories say this is where patients were subjected to intense water-based treatments. It was a place of terror and pain. If there's any consciousness left behind here, an echo of that suffering, this is where I'll find it. Okay, so this is it, the hydrotherapy room. The energy in here is awful. It feels cold, not just physically, but emotionally. There's a deep sense of despair in this room that's hard to put into words. It feels like it's clinging to the walls. This is where I'm going to do it, where I ask for that sign. I'm going to start a spirit box session. For those who don't know, this device rapidly scans radio frequencies, creating white noise. The theory is that spirits can use that energy and sound to form words. A lot of people believe it's just a form of auditory pareidolia, your brain finding patterns in random noise, and maybe it is. But tonight, I'm treating it as a direct line. My name is Siren. I've come here with respect. I know this was a place of great pain, and I'm not here to mock that. I'm here to understand. I'm here because I need to know if someone is here with me. I'm asking for a sign, a direct sign. I don't want to guess. I don't want to wonder if what I heard was real. If you are here, if there is any entity or consciousness in this room with me, I need you to give me a sign. Can you say my name? Can you make a noise? Did you hear that? It sounded like it said, get what? Can you finish that? Are you trying to tell me to get out? Okay, I heard that. It said out, clear as day. I know what you're thinking, a coincidence, a random radio clip. But the timing, it was perfect. Whoa, look at this. EMF is going crazy. It's up to a 10-15. It's right here in front of me. There's nothing here that should be causing this. Is this you? Is this the sign I asked for? The spirit box tells me to get out, and now this. The EMF meter drops back to near zero. That was something. That was more than I've ever gotten before. My heart is pounding. This is what I came for. But now that it's happened, I'm not sure how I feel. Part of me is exhilarated, and another part is deeply, deeply terrified. It's one thing to believe in ghosts. It's another thing to have one tell you, flat out, to leave. I had to get out of that room. The temperature felt like it dropped. The feeling of dread was overwhelming, and I had to leave. I've been sitting here for 20 minutes, trying to process what just happened. I replayed the audio, and it's there. The words, get out, the EMF spike. It was real. The problem is, ever since that moment, I can't shake the feeling that I'm not alone. It's different now. It's not just a general sense of being watched. It feels personal. It feels like whatever I talked to in that room followed me out. I keep hearing things, little things. A shuffle down the hall, a faint whisper that's gone before I can process it. Logically, I know this is a big, old, empty building. It makes noises. But my mind keeps jumping to the worst possible conclusion. This is that anxiety and paranoia I read about. A heightened state of fear makes you interpret everything as a threat. Your brain is on high alert, and it just feeds itself. The more you fear, the more you hear, and the more you hear, the more you fear. I feel like I'm being followed. I know how that sounds, the ultimate paranormal cliche, but I can't stop glancing over my shoulder, fully expecting to see something standing there. That heavy silence I talked about earlier, it's gone. Now the silence is filled with potential. Every dark doorway, every shadow-filled corner feels like it's hiding something. It won't stop. It just won't stop. The whispers, They're not just on the spirit box anymore. I can hear them with my own ears. So faint, like they're right on the edge of my hearing. A constant murmuring sound. And the door, it happened again. The door down the hallway. It slammed shut. I caught it on the side cam. I'll show you. I've been out here all night. I couldn't bring myself to drive away. I just sat here, watching the sun come up, trying to make sense of what happened. So, what do you think happened in there? Was it a genuine paranormal encounter that went wrong? Or a case of extreme psychological suggestion? Let me know your theories in the comments. I've shown you my evidence, I've shared my experience, and honestly, I need to not feel so alone with this right now.
Fright Club Show. Subscribe.